Okay, so we are going to install Apache Kafka on Windows. And so for this, we're going to open a web browser and you're going to type Java 8 JDK. So the first thing we have to install is actually install Java. So for this, I click on the Java 8 JDK site and I get onto the screen. So this is oracle.com. And then I'm going to go ahead and download Java SE Development Kit 8. So you have to download Java 8, not Java 9, not Java 10, not Java 11. Currently, you have to use Java 8. So you accept the license agreement and I get Windows 64-bit. So I'll just download this one. And here we go, a download has started. So I'm just going to wait for the download to be over. Okay, the download is now over. So in a second, my setup should start. So I click on run. And then I'm going to yes, say yes, I want to run this Java. So I go through the installer and you should go as well. The reason is Kafka needs Java 8 to run and so does Zookeeper. So you go ahead and click on next on everything. And then when the install is done, you should be ready to move to the next step. So the next step is to go on the tab and type Apache Kafka download. So now I'm going to take the first link to download Apache Kafka. And you end up on the Kafka website, which is kafka.apache.org. Once you're there, you're going to go ahead and download the binaries. So here is in the bottom binary download. And so the Kafka version I'm using in this tutorial is 2.0.0. But if you use a version after that, if you do the course in a year from now, it's okay, nothing changes. And if things do change, then I will update the course. So I'll use Scala 2.12 and I'll just go ahead and download this. The next page is a page around a download portal. So I just use the first link, click on it, and I'm going to save this file. So I'm saving this file and waiting for the download to be completed. In the meantime, Java has completed installing, and I click on next and finish installing Java. Okay, so in the meantime, we have downloaded the Kafka. And so Kafka is a gzip file. So I have to go ahead and extract it. So to extract a gzip file, you can use whatever you want. So let's have a look into our downloads folder. So if you go to downloads, there's a gzip file and you have to extract it. For this, you can use whatever you want. You can use an application such as WinRAR, for example, to extract everything you want. So you can download WinRAR, and that's what I'm going to do right now. So you click on downloads. And then you get the 64-bit version. So let's just take this one. I'm running it to install it. And so all this is necessary to basically extract archive files that are not zip files. So sometimes not every archive is a zip file. So I run it and I say, yes, I want to install it. And I click on install and the installation is complete. I click OK to associate it with everything I want and done. Now in my program in downloads, I have the file right here. So I can right click it and then click on open with WinRAR. And this shows me one first file right here, that 0 file. So you double click that file again. And within it, we finally see our Kafka 2.12, 2.00 folder. So I'll just go ahead and drop it in my downloads to extract everything I need. So now it's extracting everything I need and extract is done. And so here I get my Kafka underscore 2.12 folder. And within it, I have bin, configs, lib, site docs, and so on. So what I'm going to do is copy that directory. So right click, copy. And I'm going to place this at my root. So in my local disk at C, I'm going to paste it. So here is my Kafka at the C drive, okay? So now we have to test whether or not Kafka works on our machine. So for this, I just need to open a command line executor. So cmd.exe, which is called command prompt, and open one. And we are in the command prompt. So now we can go one level up and again, one level up. And now we are in the C drive. And now you can go to CD and the Kafka directory, which basically allows us to change directories as we go along. So now I'm within Kafka. And within that directory, again, we have, so not this one, within that directory, we have bin, config, libs, site docs. So first thing I want to do is java minus version. And if Java was installed correctly, we get Java version 1.8, which is Java 8, and everything is working just fine. If you haven't installed Java correctly, you may get an error right here. So go install Java correctly. Next, once we have done Java version, we need to try a Kafka command to see if they work. So we do bin, and then there's a Windows directory within it. And then you can do Kafka topics.bat, for example, or BAT, and click on enter. And if everything was installed correctly, including Java, then this command should work. We can get a Windows Defender firewall, so you just allow access even to private networks and click on allow access. And so if this command worked, and it worked right now, we just get a bunch of outputs. So this command, Kafka topics.bat, is something that we will run later on in this course. But right now, we just want to make sure that this command is working and that Java is installed. So if you get this, create, delete, or describe or change the topic, and you get a bunch of text, then you're good. The last thing I have to do is basically allow me to run the Kafka topics.bat command from anywhere. Because right now I have to type bin, Windows, and then I have to look in it for all the files that I want, okay? So we're going to change basically something called the path. So if we look at this directory, the bin directory, and then the Windows directory within it, we can see all the bat files, and all these are going to allow us to start Kafka. So I'm just going to copy the directory, and now I have to add environment variables. So we go to environment, and there is something called edit the system environment variables. So we're going to edit this, which is going to open this panel, and we click on the bottom on environment variables. And here we see that there's a path, a variable right here. And so what we have to do is edit this path variable. So we click on edit, and we can do new, and in the bottom, we're going to paste. So we're going to paste that entire c dot anti-slash and the whole path all the way to /bin/Windows. So this is good, and press OK. And now we have this whole string, and you see there's a semicolon separating the two, and then there's the Kafka directory. So why did you do this? So let's just go ahead and save this. So this looks good. To make sure it was sticky, we go to environment variables again, and oh, it wasn't sticky because I forgot to press OK. So let's go edit again. We'll just add a new one, and then we're going to paste what we know, press OK, and press OK. And now again, environment variables. Okay, it's been sticky. So now we have these two things in our environment variables, and it's perfect. And the reason we did this is that if we go ahead and open a new command line, so if we go type command again, and for example, go to any directory, we should be able to type Kafka topics.bat from any directory. Okay, not just the Kafka directory. And as you can see, it worked. So this is really important to just do this, because then you can just type Kafka topics.bat and move on with everything. So once you're there, once we have set up these environment variables and once everything is working correctly, then we are ready to set up Kafka and then the Kafka directory. And so in this directory, you can run any commands and we'll be able to start Kafka in a second. So see you in the next lecture.